But I would just like to sum up with this one question that says, what innate qualities, asked of the two panelists, what innate qualities should those who aspire to leadership bring to the table for a country and a people mired in mediocrity, lawlessness, greed, and envy, and set themselves up as leaders? Sorry? Well, oh, you're answering now. That's great. What quality should we bring?
Let me answer that. The quality that comes to the top of the list in the survey work that we have done and really stands out above everything else is honesty. The characteristic that people most look for in leaders is honesty, because out of honesty, that gives you the ability now to be able to trust somebody. And leaders, you don't follow people that you can't trust. Simple. So, and then it begs the question, why is it then that honesty is such a scarce commodity? And then when people have to make a choice of leaders, that's something I have to do when we go to the polls. Very often we don't support the person that we really admire or respect, but we support the person that uses a negative reason. This one is too bad, I can't really support this guy. But I'll go with this one, not because we have a lot of admiration for them, but because they're not as bad as the other one. So, but it's a characteristic that we keep looking for. And when we choose to follow leaders and they are not honest, you get very despondent, we get very disappointed. And we lose faith in people. We stop trusting people. So even though they may occupy high office and high position, in our mind, they're no longer our leaders because we have lost the confidence in them. And that is perhaps the most important characteristic. The other characteristic that comes out of our survey work has to do with competency. People who know what they're doing, which is being knowledgeable and knowing how to apply knowledge. But then there are a whole range of other characteristics that come up, like fairness and being supportive and being courageous and so on. But honesty is the number one characteristic that people look for. Caring also comes in important. Another very important characteristic, but it does somehow in the survey it does not show itself as prominent as others.
Well, the audience thinks it's love, based on what you said.
Well, I wanted to sort of begin the answer, well, not the answer, but an answer, by saying that the question itself appears to have or be laden with a lot of judgments about who we are as a society. We are mediocre and violent and
Lawless
and so on. Okay, and if we must be brutally honest about where we are as a society, maybe all of those things are true. But if I just recast that for a second and say, this country is 50 years old. The United States declared independence in 1776. They actually won it in 1783. It took them fully 80 years as being an independent nation before Abraham Lincoln decided to abolish slavery. That war started in 1863. Finished a couple of years later, I suppose. So for 80 years, these people lived a fairly backward life, and immediately after the Civil War, I don't think they were particularly progressive either. We are just 50 years old. And I am of the view that we are here, born or arrived here for a reason. There's a reason we are here. And that one day, Trinidad and Tobago will be a great nation. Yeah. It will happen one day. Now, while Kamala was reading out the question, I was thinking about a child that had just been born. The child is covered in blood, amniotic fluid, and every other imaginable substance. And if you were to just look at that baby, a snapshot of the baby, you would think, babies stink. But if you were privy to the few seconds before, you would understand that the way the baby is looking now is how it looks because it is going through a process of birthing, a process of transformation, a process of development. So is Trinidad and Tobago looking bad? Yes. But we are developing. We are growing. We are not perfect. In Norway, a madman just went with an automatic weapon and killed about 60 or 70 people. The greatest terrorists in United States history, save and except for 9/11, were all homegrown. Is that the society we want to have? I don't know. But nothing ever looks good in the middle, you know. Nothing ever looks good in the middle. And we are a developing country, 50 years old. We're very much in the middle. So I think sometimes we're very hard on ourselves. And I feel very sad when I see the diaspora, many of whom have left here, having been educated here, to go and live abroad. They throw stones at Trinidad. And I feel sad about that because we have so much blessings here, so much to be happy for and thankful for and grateful for, and all we see is the negatives in each other. And I think as a society, we have to find a way to move beyond that. I don't think that we are near there yet, but I think the tipping point will come. It comes in all societies, and ours is just developing. So we're looking like a baby that has just come out of the womb. Because in nationhood terms, that's what we are. So the answer is love, yes, but I would put it another way. I would say two things. Not in terms of quality so much, but in terms of impact. As a leader, your litmus test for every single person that you meet should be this. Well, one or two anyway. And I'll just suggest two. One is do no harm. Do not hurt this person who is in front of you. Whatever you do, do no harm. And the second thing is, an extension of that, this person must feel your positive energy, and you should have given them positive energy so that they leave you feeling at least as good or hopefully better than when they came and met you. And if you could do that, because it's too easy for us, Madam Chair, person, it is too easy for us to poke holes in each other's ideas and try to make each other look stupid. We have tons of educated people, and we can cut our ideas up to the death. I don't see where that is going to carry us as a nation. I think if we engender a greater appreciation for each other and respect that each of us is on our own journey, and we have to figure out what that is and where is that going. Because if you ask me who's the best leader, I would say the best leader is a person who has developed a mastery of themselves. That is the best leader. And so if I want to be a good leader, the first thing I have to do is lead myself. And so those are the two tests I would use. Do no harm and inject positive energy into whoever you meet. And in case you feel that that is exhausting, if you are drawing your energy from a source of unlimited power, you can never be depleted of positive energy that you can share with other people. Most you could get is physically tired.